On today's show, we're going to take some of these little raw green peanuts and we're going to create, I'm going to call it a Charleston Lowcountry delicacy that really defines summertime. That's boiled peanuts. Now, hey, I understand Charleston's not the only place that we call Lowcountry, but this has got to be a great dish throughout a handful of the southern states here in the U.S. But I tell you what, this right here defines summer for me. Welcome to Gourmet Fishing. I'm your host, David Murray. 3 ingredients: water, peanuts, and a little salt. Let's go ahead and get started on our boiled peanuts right now. Let's go ahead and get summer kicked off with our boiled peanuts. I consider it a Charleston dish. I know it isn't just Charleston to me. It is, and that's what we're going to call it today. Anyway, 3 ingredients, simple, easy. We've got they're not boiled yet. These are raw green peanuts between here, and I got a few of them kind of already sitting in there. I got about 3 pounds. You can have as many pounds as you want. We got salt right here. This is iodine. That doesn't need iodine in it at all. And then we got water, and that's it. It's that simple of a dish. It does take a little time to cook. It's going to take about an hour, and we're using a pressure cooker today, and that's going to cut the cooking time down by about a half or so, even a little more than that, than just standard boiling peanuts, which is kind of what we used to do when I was a kid way back when. So I tell you, we're going to be cooking at about 15 pounds of pressure, and that's equivalent to about 257, 258 degrees. Water boils at 212, so we're able to cook under pressure at higher temperatures, which is going to help cut that cooking time down. So I tell you, hey, let's just do it. Let's go for it. Boom, there you go. Simple, easy. Peanuts in the pot. We're going to add a little bit more water to this, and I got some warm water right here. We're going to add that in, and what I want to do is I want to get about an inch or so of water above the peanuts when I push down on them and get them on the bottom of the pot. I hope that kind of sort of makes sense. Let me grab a quick towel. Now, again, quick and not quick. I take that back. Simple. So we're going to come in here now. There's a bunch of water in there. We're going to create what I call peanut brine with this right here. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to count to about 4 or 5. Just like don't go off the deep end. It's not as bad as it looked. Now we're going to come in with our hands. Most of the time I do this outside because this does generate quite a bit of heat. But we're going to come in here and mix this thing up and try to get all that salt dissolved. And then we're going to come in, and again, usually I'm outside to do this. We're going to give it a little bit of a taste. Okay, yes, that's perfect. Yes, sirree. You know what? I'm going to add just a tad more. What you're doing is you're looking for a nice salty flavor, but not too salty, because we are going to be losing a little bit of water as this does cook, and that pressure begins to let some of that steam out. So we are going to lose a little bit of volume in our water. So we don't want it to be what we consider perfect tasting right now. We want it to be just a little bit more diluted, because we want the peanuts, when they're finished cooking at about an hour after it begins to sputter and release some of that steam, we're going to cook it for about an hour. Turn the heat off and let this temperature get down so we can take the top off. You got to be careful with pressure cookers. And then, we will taste the peanuts, but I guarantee you they will be done. And then after we verify that they are done, we're going to let them sit in the pot in this our peanut brine, so they can begin to suck up that delicious saltiness that we have in here. So right now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to button this thing up, and we're going to bring her up to temperature where she begins to spitter and spatter, and then an hour later, they should be done. All right, I tell you what, I got this thing locked down pretty daggone good. Now I'm gonna come in here, this is a little weight, and they got 5, 10, and 15 kind of sort of designated on this, and they got 3 little holes. Now I'm gonna put this on that hole right there, and that's for 15 pounds of pressure. Like I said, we're gonna get that thing up to probably 200 and right under 260 degrees, probably 256, something like that. Then we're gonna turn the heat down, and the reason I'm doing that is all we need to do is to maintain the pressure and the heat inside, so we don't have to have this thing roaring on high. And believe it or not, if it gets too hot, this thing will flop right off, and it just lets all that heat inside. Another reason I like to cook it outside, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, this is truly, it's a pressure canner used for canning, tomatoes and however else you can stuff. But it does work great as I'm using it as a pressure cooker. And I tell you what it also does, it makes one heck of a pot roast. I mean, you cook everything down together. You mix your gravy up. You put your chuck roast in there. Your onions, your carrots, your potatoes. Oh man, unbelievable. Maybe we'll have to do that down the road. But anyway, we are now bringing this thing up to temperature. When it does, we're going to cook it for right at about an hour, and it is getting hot. Then we can let that again. We're going to let that temperature subside, and then we will taste our peanuts, and then we're going to let them sit for an additional 30 minutes to suck up all that great peanut brine. Yes. Well, it's been about 1 hour and 20 minutes since we got this up to temperature to where it was at about 258 degrees. Now we cooked that for an hour, and it took about 20 minutes for it to cool down. My little weight is sitting over here, and yep, that thing is still rather warm. I went ahead and undid all the little knobs here, and we're gonna come in and we're gonna take, woo, look at that steam. And we're gonna take a look at what we have. Oh man, check that out right there. Oh wow, heck yeah, man, check those things out. Tell you what, we're gonna grab one. Let's see, I want to get this guy right there. We're going to let him sit just like that while we put this back on top, and I'm just going to kind of sort of crack that top just like that. So we're going to let some of that heat get out of the way while everything is kind of sort of cooling down, and those peanuts are going to begin sucking up all that great peanut brine. Let's see here, it is warm. Yep. Okay, open that up. Oh yeah, check that out, man. Heck yeah. Look at that, nice and soft and somewhat warm. Perfect. Heck yeah, man, look at that. Perfecto. They are done. Now it's time to let them suck up some of that great salty peanut brine, and then we'll try them out one more time here in about 15-20 minutes. Oh man. It's been about 20-25 minutes since we turned the heat off, opened this thing up, and tasted our peanut. It is now a boiled peanut. Now it is, hopefully, let's take a look, a juicy, it is now a juicy boiled peanut. Look how they have, they've sunk to the bottom. That means they are full of that unbelievable peanut brine. And I tell you what, if that isn't summer in a pot for me, I don't know what to tell you. But I tell you what, I can tell you, we're gonna take some of these things out and stick them in our little serving tray we got here. Heck yeah, man. Just come in here and let it go, just like so. Try not to make too much noise. But you know, before I started using the pressure cooker, it would take up to 3 hours to boil these down. which it only took us about an hour to get to that point where we could let them begin to soak up the goodies. But I tell you, I remember during summertime, on a Saturday, Mom or Grandma, they would start boiling these suckers down probably around 9 o'clock in the morning, and by noon or so, and they were ready to go. But I tell you what, the pressure cooker is definitely the way to go if you've got one and y'all want to try these things out. Oh man, heck yeah. Shoot, Jay, you know what, that's enough. That is enough. Oh, love that smell. Heck yeah. Tell you what, let's take a look at this guy right here. Oh yeah, you see that juice? Oh. Heck yeah, man, that is delicious. It is. Excuse me, let me just slurp. Oh man. There you go. Like I said, that's summer in a little pan right there on the boat. It's perfect. By the pool. Heck, sitting in the kitchen talking to Cameron, talking to y'all. It's even it's just as good too. For the recipe, again, it's very simple. Check out the description down below. Water, salt, peanuts, pressure or boil. Hey, boom, it's right there. Hey, how about another nice little snack, salsa, chips and salsa. And right here, hey, y'all don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and subscribe. It all does help us out. And until next time, God bless, and we'll see y'all soon.